Hello, everyone. So, I was going to record yesterday, and then I don't think I recorded the day before yesterday. I don't think I recorded then either. But I was going to record on those days, but I changed my mind. I decided to record today because I wanted to talk about something that really has been irking my nerves lately. And it's to do with authors, other authors. Um, and people that have read my books. Um, Let me explain the type of author that I am. I don't like redundancy, like at all. Now, when I first started out writing, I did a lot of redundancy in my books, um, which I corrected it because I wasn't able to publish my books properly without correcting the redundancy in them. But I've been running into some books lately. A lot of these books are in print, and they're also, digital books as well. But these books have major redundancy issues, and these people have editors. And I'm like, so you can afford an editor, but you can't afford a smart editor? Because if you're going to have an editor, you should have a smart one. And what I mean, like, your book should be so fine-tooth combed to the point where there should be no mistakes. Like, literally. There shouldn't even be one mistake. Because in the older books, those editors, literally, there's like one mistake in the entire book where they typed a word twice. And that's the only mistake in the entire book. One tops. Now, you got 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 mistakes in a book. I literally just read a book where the person was dead and they were talking about the person like they were still alive. Like, I need authors to stop doing this. And if you have an editor and you're doing redundancy in your books, you need to listen to your editor, please. Because it's like, it's making no sense. And this one lady, like, she keeps doing redundancy in her books. And, like, I really want to stop reading her, but I can't because the stories are so good, you know? So I'm having a conflict here between her writing and me reading what she's written. She's a great writer. She just has redundancy issues. Now, she's a little bit older, so maybe that's where it stems in. But maybe not. And then there's another lady, she's younger than her. She's already doing things that are redundant in her book. And I like explanations, don't get me wrong, but I don't like over-explaining anything. If I say something one time, I expect you to get it that first time. If not, please get it on chance number 2. If not, please get it on chance number 3. I am not the type of person that you need to explain something to 5 times for me to get it. Maybe some people are. I don't know. I don't know who those people are, but if you're reading and you have to read over something 5 times just to understand it, like, maybe you need to read something that has a lot of detailed explanation, like a dictionary. Because it's like, I don't want to read a manual or a dictionary. I want to read a novel. And I want the explanation to be not really to say cut and dry, but I want it to be an explanation that's not too drawn out about one thing. That's the problem I'm having. That's the redundancy problem that I'm having. They're explaining things over and over again about one thing. And usually these things it's going nowhere. It's like, what are you even talking about this still for? Like, it's annoying. As far as my writing goes, like I said, when I first started out, I did redundancy. I fixed the redundancy issue, and then I went back and fixed the grammar issues. So I had some grammatical errors in my first books. I thought about rewriting my first books. However, it's important in all of your writing and whatever work and career excuse me, that you show growth. Can't go back and fix all of my work because I need to show that my work has changed and has evolved into something better. So the sun's finally shining into the room. But so that's basically it. Like that's the issue that I'm having with these two particular writers, and they're both women, but men have this issue as well with redundancy. The only types of books that I like to have something over explained to me, and like I said, I still hate over explanation, but the only books that I feel like you have to explain are murder mysteries and mysteries in general. Now those, yeah, they call for over explanation or great detail. But other books, no, they don't call for all of that. Like some of these books, I feel like I'm reading, I don't know, like I said, a manual or the dictionary. Some things they explain, some things they don't explain enough. Like certain things I want to know about, certain things I already know about, but they don't explain certain things that I want to know about, but they explain things that I could care less about. It's very frustrating for me. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. How do you feel about redundancy in books? And that goes from people putting things in their books like had, and she, and her, and we, and us. And yes, that is redundancy. Which I wasn't aware of when I first started writing because I just wasn't aware of it. A lot of the things I was doing though was redundancy, grammatical errors, and some of the grammatical errors, I know a lot of people that speak slang. Hell, I speak slang, so I was putting slang in my books. So I took the slang out. Like I said, I revised it and took the slang out of the later books and started putting it into better grammar. And so, not like I got more reads or anything. I haven't really seen a big jump in people reading, but I like the turnout of, how the grammar was much better. I'm still going to add a little slang in here and there because that's just what I do, and that's what I like. So, and when you read books like that, you tend to want to visualize someone speaking slang or speaking the way that you speak, other than, yes, and they said that I'm sorry, to me that is just so boring. Speaking proper all the time is extremely boring to me. Sorry, it's just boring. That's the best way I can describe it. Boring, bland. Flavorless. Whatever you want to call it. But yeah, that's just the issue I've been having. Redundancy and over explanation of one thing, when it doesn't have to be. Like if you're over explaining something like someone's dress or something like that, like you don't have to over explain unless it's a murder mystery or a mystery as to why this dress was on this woman, who gave this woman this dress. And see, that's how you weave a good story. Let's say it's a mystery, and then this dress shows up one day, and there's this new woman wearing it, but she's the mistress, and it used to belong to the wife, but the wife has been murdered. See how that's kind of like a catchy story? But if I said, yes, the dress was yellow, and it had yellow pearls on it, and the pearls were really shiny and sparkly, and then there was some glitter on it, and then there was some feathers on it, and then there were I don't know, blue pockets on it, whichever. Whatever I said about this dress, it starts to become irritating after a while. Because this dress is being explained in great detail. But if it's not tied to a story, like something that's exciting, you're like, okay, why are we still talking about this freaking dress? Unless she was running in this dress, fell, and scraped her knees or something, I don't care about this dress. Let's move on to the more important part. It's basically the redundancy of a filler. That's what it is. It's a story filler. It really doesn't have any weight in the story. It's just to fill you up to the next part of the story. That's what I don't like. That I cannot stand that. And it is a form of redundancy if we keep talking about it. So yes, that's been irritating me with these two particular authors. And like I said, they're not bad authors. Scratch that, I'm sorry. It's more than two, it's 3 authors. And they're, like I said, they're not bad authors. I just need them to do better on the redundancy part. They're really good. They're actually quite famous. All 3 of these ladies, these are 3 women. 2 are African American, and 1 is a Caucasian American woman. So out of all 3 of these people, they are all doing redundancy in some way or another. And it's really just in the same way. They're just filling up the story with the same old information that they just told you in the previous chapter, in the previous paragraph, and in the previous sentence. And again, like I said, not that they're not good writers, but they keep going back over the same thing over and over again. And I'm great at retaining information, so I don't need you to tell me the same things that you told me in chapter 1 all over again in chapter 2. That's like doing a recap of an entire episode, or at least half of the episode, in clips on episode 2. We're already recapping episode 1 in half of the clips. That's so annoying. Like, it really is. Because you want to see a sneak preview of the next episode, right? Not a sneak preview of what happened in episode 1, because you just watched episode 1. That's the redundancy I'm talking about. So if you've ever seen a show, and this happens a lot in Asian shows, if you watch them. If you don't, then, you know, hey. But if you watch Asian shows, you know that when you get to episode 2, they're still showing you what happened in episode 1. And you're like, okay, I know what happened in episode 1. I know about that preview because I just watched that show. The first episode of it, right? And then episode 2 comes on, you watch that whole thing, and then you get to episode 3, and they play episode 2 clips. It's like, what the hell? I just watched it. I know what happened. But thank you guys for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to share this video. And thank you so much once again for watching. Have a great day, guys. Bye.